We're here to look at this Sudoku I wrote called Foresee, and as a Saturday puzzle, I wonder if you'll foresee the kinds of logical steps I hid in this puzzle. One thing, I use this pattern a lot, but more typically where I have it called Foursquare with these extra cells given. When those aren't marked, there are a whole host of cells that just see 7 digits. Like this sees 7 digits, this sees 7 digits, this sees 7 digits. There are a few cells that see as many as 8. These actually see 9, but these are ones that could have singles. So one place to know to look is just those 4 cells. A thing though I hid at the start is a symmetric set of placements tied to looking at this 5, 9 and this 2, 4. And they work across this way. This column 3, 6, 7, 9, 5 don't have those. So this 2, 4 is forming a pair down here, leaving behind a naked 1, 8 at the top. And this 5, 9 works in a similar way with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So that this has to be a 5, 9, 5, 9, leaving behind 6 and 7. And this was the cell that is a naked single. If you knew to look at the 4 places it could go, this is the one that's true. And seeing the 5, 9 option, you would then also get the 7 placement, and that puts the 7 over here. You get a 7 note here. The 6s come across to put in the 6 note, and the 8s at the start would have given an 8 note here. And with these 2 9s, we now actually have a triple in this lower right box of 6, 8, 9. That lets us place a 5 and a 2, 3 pair. Lets us place a 5 note, and this is one sort of starting set in the puzzle. You might notice the top has just the digits 1 through 6. That's sort of intentional to kind of keep sort of small digits in the same way this has larger digits, but this 2, 4, 2, 4 set is particularly suspicious, and setting up eventually, now that this 7 is placed, a 2, 4 pair right here, which moves across this 5. Leaves behind a space for 1 and 3, but the 1 can't go in the cell, so it has to go in here. Places these digits. This now coming up actually makes this column a 7, 9, 7, 9. And here, notice that we still have, at this moment, the first and fifth rows empty, but we now have a pretty interesting set of pairs, a 7, 9 pair and a 5, 9 pair in these columns. And here's our Saturday Sudoku step of an X-wing. We can't have a 9 in cells like these, and where this column started with 1, 8, 9 being the empty spots, there's now just this cell at the bottom for that 9. That leaves just this cell for an 8 and the cell for a 6. That gives us a lot of quick placements. We can place an 8 here, place an 8, place an 8, place an 8, place an 8. That 8 moves over the 7, which puts in a 9, puts in a 9, puts in a 5, puts in this 5. The 8s we did gave us this 1. At last in the column gives us this 1. This 3 has to go in one of these cells. This 3 and 3 then point up to this space. We need a 7 and 6 to finish this box. The 6 comes to point and give this 6. It also gives this 6, which also gives this 6. We have a 1 and 9 to finish the space, and the 1 has to be over here. 9 goes in here. That forces this to be a 7 and 9 to finish out that row. 7 coming to this cell. We have still a 3, 9. Actually, the 9 over here is easier to place first. Putting this 3, putting in this 3, putting this 9, putting the 4, giving 4, 2, 2, 3, this 3 moving down. This center space needs a 4 in it. That comes to here, puts in a 4, puts in a 2, puts in a 2, puts in a 2, puts in a 5. This had to be a 1, and this has to be a 7, so we're through the grid. So hopefully it got some sense of the design of the puzzle. The 2, 4, and 5, 9 working into these columns and spaces with some star of the grid. Some other digits placed to form a pair over here, and eventually set up this X-wing with 5, 9, and 7, 9 pairs to get a placement down here. Those were the key steps along the puzzle. Hopefully you foresaw some of those in working through the grid. If not, this would be a pretty challenging Sudoku to work through. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you again soon.